Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to be reviewing the Wet n Wild, what's it called? PhotoFocus Dewy Foundation. Before I begin, for those of you that are new to my channel, I have normal skin. I am 62 years old. I have my fair share of lines and wrinkles and melasma. I have a lot of marks right around here because I worship the sun back in the 70s. This PhotoFocus Dewy Foundation is $6.49 on both the Ulta website and the Wet n Wild website. I did see though when I was recording this, I'm recording this on Sunday, you'll be seeing this video on tomorrow, Monday, that Be Frugal is offering how much? 6% cash back, and Rakuten has 4% on both Ulta and the Wet n Wild website. Therefore, the Be Frugal is offering more. It's a better deal if you go through the Wet n Wild. Anyway, I purchased mine in amber, what is my shade? Amber Beige, which is a medium dark neutral shade. This foundation, I liked it better. I didn't try it. I smelled the, I opened one up at Walgreens and I took a sniff of it, and oh my gosh, it really did smell like paint. I was a bit concerned about this one because I did order it on the Wet n Wild website. I couldn't find it anywhere near me, but this one does not have that strong scent. It actually has a very soft scent, almost florally, but very, very faint. It doesn't have a pump. It has one of these flat applicators. Did I tell you it was available in 20 shades? The claims are that it is weightless, super nourishing, all day wear. It is a medium to full coverage, and it is good for normal to dry skin. I don't think they mentioned that it was good for oily skin, perhaps because it is a dewy foundation. Further claims are that it blurs imperfections and minimizes the appearance of pores. It is cruelty-free, gluten-free, and talc-free. I applied it the first day with half my face. I did it with a brush and the other half with my sponge. I'm sorry, I didn't remember to include the actual application, but I am including how it looked within the first hour of application, and then again at the end of the day. It was about 10 hours that I recorded that, how it looked, how it wore through the day. On that first day, I thought it looked absolutely beautiful. I thought it wore well. I thought it did diminish a lot of the look of the appearance of pores, and goodness knows that at 62 I have my share of pores. But I thought it did a really nice job, both on the side that I used the sponge and on the side that I used the, what else did I use, Marlene? And the brush. I thought both sides looked well. I thought both sides held up really well. I had my regular skincare underneath, my primer that I always use. What else did I have? My sunscreen, everything I had on. I thought it went on very well. I also thought that it lasted very nicely throughout the day. I didn't think it settled into any of my fine lines. I thought it did a good job covering a lot of my melasma. I thought this Wet n Wild did a really good job covering when I build it up from medium to full coverage. On the second day, I applied it with my fingers, and I never apply my foundation with my hands, but I know a lot of you do, and you apply it with your finger, and that's your preferred way, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that if that's how you want to apply your foundation. I am just not one of them. Nevertheless, I'm taking one for the team, and I applied it with my fingers. It was sliding all over the place on me. It was just a mess. I had to add a little bit of powder because it was just a mess. It really was. Nevertheless, after I applied the powder a little bit, I applied the one from LA Girl, and it worked perfectly fine. It lasted. It I didn't have any problems. However, by the 9-hour mark, I think it was 9 or 10-hour mark, I think you'll notice in the video that it is a little bit more worn off than when I applied it with the sponge or the brush. I definitely preferred it that way. My thought on this foundation is that if you have a normal to dry skin, because that's the only thing I could speak for, if you are looking for a drugstore foundation that works from medium from medium to full coverage, that will last all day, that looks really pretty, I think this is a great choice. It's also very affordable, and if you use the cash back, whether it's Be Frugal or you use Rakuten, you still save a little bit extra money. I think there is an amount that you have to order on Wet n Wild. I can't remember exactly what the amount is, if it's $25 or $35 to get free shipping. Nevertheless, I think it was totally worth it. I think it's a nice foundation, and I think it wears really well. Back in December, and I wanted to throw this in here because we're talking about Wet n Wild, and that is the 32 pan eyeshadow palette. I purchased this eyeshadow palette back in, I want to say the end of November. I think it was out, and I had not used it. When I left to Kansas, I forgot it here. And I've been using it as I was trying this foundation and other days because I wanted to see how it worked. One of the main reasons is that when I purchased it, it was $15. It is now on sale on the Wet n Wild website for $7.50, which is an incredible deal. Now, I have to tell you, for whatever reason, my lids do not get along real well with Wet n Wild, as they don't get along with Milani. However, it got along well with this palette. I thought Wet n Wild did an amazing job with this palette. The only shade that I had a little bit of problems with, I didn't have a problem with. It went on nicely, but it didn't transfer as it looks in the pan. It's this shade right here, that green shade. And I'm going to show you. I have it right in the center of my lid. And I thought that when I applied it, I thought it looked darker. Other than that, I thought all the other shades that I have used, everything looked really nice. I thought they blended well, and I think that they lasted throughout the day. It is a great buy for $7.50. However, there is something I want to mention. If you have some of these 10-pan palettes from Wet n Wild, if you have them all, for example, you don't need this because it's the same shades if you have them all. I have these two. I think I had another one, and I sent it either to my sister or to my daughter. These work really nice. I can't remember the price of them. I want to say that it's a little over $5. I think these are, before this big 32 pan palette, these are the Wet n Wilds that have worked for me. I decided to try this so I can compare them. Yes, if you have these, all of these, you certainly don't need this. If you don't have any of these 10 pan palettes for $7.50 and you're getting, what is it, 32 shades, totally worth it. And then with the cashback, yeah, absolutely. So those are my thoughts on the Wet n Wild foundation and the Wet n Wild palette. I don't know how long it's going to be on sale, how long that cashback is going to last. Let me know down in the comments if you've tried the foundation. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know. And the others, how did it work for you? Because this is just my experience. And as we all know, all products do not work the same on everybody. Just because it works for me doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you, and vice versa. If you have tried it, if you use it, if you hate it, please let us know down in the comments. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Thank you for spending this time with me. And don't forget, ladies, follow your passion, whatever it may be. I'll see you next time. Bye.